Okay, I guess that's my cue. Welcome, everyone. You've made it. Last session of the week. You're still standing. We'll try to make this kind of demo heavy and fun. We'll stick to the point and hope to keep your attention. So my name is Josh Gavant. I work on Azure SDKs and Azure tools in the developer group at Microsoft. I've been doing that for some 5 years now. Specifically, the talk today is going to be about ways to authenticate with a few different services using libraries and thinking about what to do with the secrets that you need to get in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the agenda here. So I'm going to show a demo, actually, and that's what we're going to orient around. I'm going to show it to you right now. And the demo is going to be an app that I've written for Azure, and I chose to write it in ASP.NET because I figured that might be familiar. How many people here work on .NET and ASP.NET? Okay, that's what I figured. We do have 5 other SDKs. Oh, that was one of the things I was going to mention. Some of the stuff I'm going to show you how things work today, but actually we're working on some ways to streamline these things. And some of the things that we have in .NET today aren't yet available in the other languages that we support. So I'm looking for feedback. I'll leave my email at the end, or Twitter, whatever you prefer. Definitely looking for your complaints, the things you want, because we're pretty actively working on this. So going back to the demo that I want to show, it's going to be an app running in Azure. In fact, I'll go ahead and bring it up now, which will sign me in, show my, get some attributes about me from OpenID Connect, from Azure Active Directory, and stash them into a Cosmos database, and optionally stash a picture of me into Azure Blob Store. So I'm going to be using 3 services really with Azure. Azure Active Directory with OpenID Connect. I'm going to use Cosmos DB, and I'm going to use Azure Blob Store to store things. All 3 have slightly different forms of authentication, which is why I chose those. We're also going to show along the way, as we progress, Managed Identity, formerly known as Managed Service Identity, MSI, and Key Vault, which are supporting services that we have in Azure to help you manage secrets. So here's my app. I logged in. It redirected me, as you might have expected, to the OpenID Connect server, to Azure Active Directory. I'll just go ahead and put this in. And my front-end skills could use some work. So this is just a basic HTML form. And I pull out, so what I've done is I pull out information from the OpenID attributes to begin with, and I stash them into my database, but then I've allowed, once it's in there, I'm allowed to change it if I want, and hit submit, and it will update. That becomes my new name. So you see it changed it there. So this picture is coming from Blob Store. In fact, if I would copy the image address and paste it in here, you would see I just give public read access to this to make it easy on myself. And that just gets the same picture down. So that's what I'm going to show you. So that's kind of where we're going. That little with demo at the end is where this is going. But we're going to first start by taking it out a level and kind of discussing some of the conceptual components of identity and some of the catches that you need to be aware of, and then we will slowly go back into this app and show other demos. So we're going to start by talking about what is a directory, what is authentication, and bear with me because there's a reason why I want to talk about that, because we're going to see that why secrets are a part of that and what other options there might be. Then we'll talk about secret 0 and other secrets. And then finally, we'll go back and show a lot of stuff in code. Okay. All right, so here's my first picture. So a directory, pretty straightforward. It's a place where you store a lot of identities and information about them, secrets about them, what authorization policies perhaps should be applied to them. Azure Active Directory is the directory you probably know in Azure, but the reason I'm bringing this up is there are a couple others, or there are other couple sources of identity in Azure as well. Within the directory, you've got those triangles, those yellow triangles are tenants, Azure Active Directory tenants, and within those you have your principals. The main two kinds of principals in Azure are users and service principals. And there are some differences. User principals are, all of us, or usually represent people. Service principals usually represent programmatic things. And there's also a concept of an app there in Azure AD, which actually wraps a service principal underneath. So you've got a bunch of identities in there. Azure Active Directory provides that blue endpoint coming down there, which is an endpoint for authenticating with OAuth, OpenID Connect, SAML, WSFed, all those other aspects. And so we said directory, identity, and then of course authentication is whereby you prove your right to use the identity that you want to use, often with the secret, which is where we're really going. So a typical flow kind of illustrated there would be for the user, represented by that cartoonish looking fellow, talking to the directory, authenticating whatever ways the directory insists on. Could be a password, could be multi-factor authentication, whatever it is. Could be a certificate that signed a request. Somehow the user is getting a token from the directory, presenting it to those purple circles in the middle, and saying, hey, this directory attests to my identity. And then those purple circles are also known. They're known entities to Azure AD, so we can say, oh, Josh gave me this token. What is he allowed to do? And it can communicate with it also. Yeah. So the reason why I bring this up actually is because there are a couple different ones. And actually, this is a good place to show you these things in the portal. So Azure AD is our main directory, and I'll just go ahead and just show you. If you go to the Azure Active Directory pane, this is Microsoft's. So we have users, we have groups, and applications. Enterprise applications represent applications from other tenants and other sources, even Azure services that you've authorized to access your resources and act on behalf of your users. And app registrations are your own principals that you've created to go and access resources either in your tenant or someone else's tenant. And of course, we have users and groups. I also wanted to point out roles and administrators because I want to contrast this actually with another set of roles that you'll see. So we have a whole bunch. Most of them are related to Office 365. Global admin is an interesting one. That's the main one, actually. An interesting thing here, and let's just hit, I think it's properties. Yes. You notice here this setting, interesting contrast. Oh, it's not letting me do it because this is Microsoft's tenant. But it says, if you look really closely, it says global admin can manage Azure subscriptions in management groups. Which highlights the fact that the roles that are in Azure AD are not necessarily the same roles that are in Azure Resource Manager. When you think about Azure, so a lot of things most of these things that are on the left here are managed by one service. That's like the front door to Azure, Azure Resource Manager. And they actually have, so I'll go to my subscription here. The top level concept at Azure RM for Resource Manager is a subscription. And there's actually, if you go there, I have also access control, IAM. And so here is the top level of my subscription. These people can create whatever resource groups, whatever resources are allowed. They're all in there. But here I want to click roles. And this is the contrast that I wanted to show you. So these are the roles that are available within Azure RM. So here you see owner, contributor, reader. There's storage one down here, which I'm going to use to give myself access to the blob store. So one thing to take away from this talk, and it took me a while to grasp this in Azure, is that there's actually two layers. There's Azure AD, which gives me identities and authentication, and then there's Azure RM, which is a service that gets those identities, but then applies its own authorization policies. So some authorization policies are managed through those roles in Azure AD, especially the Office ones, and then within Azure, a lot of them are managed by this. So we have that different plane. There's another one. This is just something to look out for, is within Key Vault, there's also, like access policies for Key Vault are not defined in Azure RM, they're defined within Key Vault. So sometimes within a service, you'll find it has its own policies, its own authorization, rather than using the top level. Going back, so I'll just go back to the slide real quick. So authorization sometimes is different. And then another area which is a little different is when you're working with the data plane. So like SQL, I figure people know SQL, it's a decent example. You could use Windows integrated auth with SQL, and probably people did in the past, but SQL has its own set of users and roles and things like that, which are not coming from Azure AD. And it's the same thing with really with other storage planes, data planes. So like service bus namespaces, you have to get a separate account and a key. Same thing with Cosmos DB, you need an account and a key. Storage, you also need an account and a key, although now they are supporting Azure AD integration, and I'm going to utilize that. Cognitive, same thing. So to me, I think of those as directories, alternate directories, because they're not tapping into the identities coming from Azure AD. So that's why I put them here in this slide. Okay. So yeah, just recapping, we've got our directories, we've got our identities, authentication, and authorization. So next step here is to, okay, well, I was going to show something, but we'll see, maybe we'll show it in a little bit. Next step is to talk about secrets. So now that you'll see why I'm kind of building up this story here. Secrets, let's understand the purpose. Let's kind of dig in. And what's the purpose of secrets? Basically to say, the way I authenticate is I have this thing. The fact that I know this secret proves that I have a right to this identity. But really, the point is to prove that I have a right to this identity. So if we can do it some other way, then that's just as good. And that's actually what managed identity in Azure achieves for us. Who here is using managed identity? Oh, wow, okay. So I better describe what that is a bit. Basically, many resources in Azure, compute resources like VMs, web apps, functions, and other things are picking it up, have the ability to, let's see, the technical way it works is that they can get tokens from within the VM without needing any secrets. Basically, Azure, knowing that it deployed the VM on my behalf, is able to say anything running in that VM has the rights that Josh gave it, because the platform knows that that VM is under its control. And the way it works underneath is that it injects in its own secrets and stuff. But because the platform is trusted, it's like network service, say, in Windows. Since the computer is trusted and the domain knows this is the computer, so then any action coming from that computer, you don't have to have a secret for network service. It's part of the computer. So same thing with the VM in Azure. Managed identity says any call which is coming from here to a service, you can rely on that it's this identity because the platform attests to it. So with managed identity, you don't need a secret to get started. You just need to be running in Azure, which is not always the case. I mean, for local dev or in a CI system like Travis, it might not help you, but once you get into an Azure VM, you're good. Actually, let me show you a quick demo of that. That's one of the things I wanted to show. Let's see. So let's just run this command. I'm a command line person, so bear with me here. I'm going to run this command, and I work on the SDKs and CLIs team, so I'm taking the chance to show off some CLI stuff. So here I'm saying azvm show, which is just get me one VM. The name of the VM is called profiles VM. It's in this resource group. Show details just gets me some extra info, and I want its public IPs. I'll put just as basically plain text. Takes a second. There we go. So now I can SSH over to that VM, which is actually running Ubuntu. Yes, this is all .NET, but it's all on Mac and Linux. Kind of fun. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and do this too. So let me just describe this command real quick. So I'm going to SSH to that IP address. I know it's the public IP address of that server. I've specified use this ID, that's my SSH ID, and then this little thing is actually to pipe a port 8001 on my local machine is going to be tunneled over to localhost 5001 on the remote machine. So that's later on I'm going to demonstrate something that way. Okay, hopefully that will get in there. Just double check that I'm not blocked. Occasionally, there's something that comes through and puts in this deny SSH every few minutes or something from Microsoft IT. So we're very secure. That's good, but I can't get in. So yeah, but by default, when you create a Linux VM, the port for SSH is usually opened. Okay, that looks like that might have handled it. Just do this one more time just in case. Yes, so now it's prompting me for my key. And here I am in my VM. And you can see it says joshgav at profiles VM. And I already wrote up this command. I'll just copy it in and then I'll describe what it is. Paste. So the main thing here is this last line, curl -h means add this header, metadata true. And then this is an endpoint in every VM. There's more than this. Have you heard of the instance metadata service? Who's heard of the instance metadata service? Okay, so this address, 169.254.169.254/metadata, gives you information about yourself. What IP address you have. Here it's getting me tokens. It's got like my domain. Actually, I don't remember all the details, but you can look it up. Just look up instance metadata. In this case, I'm asking it for a token. I specify the resource I want. In this case, vaultazure.net is the name of the key vault resource, and then an API version. And boom, no secret, but I get back this access token. You can, if you're curious, I don't know if you've heard of jot.io, but that's a great place for quickly decoding your token and understanding what it is. So you see it got the audience vault.azure.net. I actually can find, it's got the resource managed identity resource ID. Maybe that's what MIRID stands for. Sorry, this is a little small. So you get the idea. So that's managed identity. Okay. Just making sure I showed what I wanted to show there. Okay, so let's switch back and go to the next thing. So there, I guess looking at that diagram again, maybe you understand a little better now. On the left side, just the cartoonish fellow. You see he's got a little Harry Potter lightning bolt on his head. That's his secret that he knows. and he's got to communicate that with the directory. But on the other side, since it's within Azure, Azure can attest basically to that identity. And there's a lot of things you can do with that. Okay. So next step is to contrast secret 0 with other secrets. So what we mean by secret 0, I've seen this term used a few times by like HashiCorp Vault, actually, which make a similar product to Key Vault. Secret 0 is that first secret. Like when the app starts up, maybe we can go to Key Vault, say, and retrieve more secrets. Or maybe we can call Azure Resource Manager and ask for keys. But somehow, so we might be able to get the other secrets some other way. But to start, there's got to be something to bootstrap us. And then secret 1 and 2 and 3 could be done a different way. So for example, actually, and what I'm going to emphasize is that managed identity is a good solution for secret 0. But Key Vault really isn't. Because Key Vault, you need something to bootstrap you to get into Key Vault. Who here is using Key Vault to store keys? Cool. So Key Vault is a service which specializes, I guess, in storing secure information. So it's specifically designed for storing secrets and things like that. So actually, one of the steps in my app, what I started with was storing all of my secrets locally. I needed a secret for Cosmos, I need a secret for Azure AD, I need a secret for storage. Stored them all locally, pull them in through configuration, and I'm okay. But my next step was to say, hey, I'll just have one ID that will get me access to a Key Vault, and I'll move all of my secrets into Key Vault. So Key Vault can help with that. Resource Manager, this is something we've been talking about, is you can actually, rather than Key Vault, you could dynamically call Resource Manager, Azure RM, and the same way as you see in the portal, I can take you to the Cosmos account page and it will say, here's your primary connection string or primary key, and Service Bus will say that. I can also do that programmatically. So I could technically bootstrap with managed identity and then call into Resource Manager to get my Cosmos key. Not sure if it's the best practice because you have to have pretty high permissions to get to Resource Manager, the control plane, but it's a potential option. And then the best option, actually, I put down there, OAuth. If you can, for services that use OAuth, you don't need it can all be part of the same original secret, or use managed identity if you want. So if the service relies on OAuth, then it can all be integrated into that same Azure AD identity, which you started with. So there is no secret 1. It's all part of secret 0. Yeah, that's the main thing I'm focusing on. I did put at the bottom client-side apps. Actually, I'm curious if you all have thought about this, but client-side apps, I mean even a desktop app or a mobile app, because the app itself is distributed out to the user, it's best not to put a secret in there because the user ultimately can get at it, whether the user or some malicious person or actor that gets into their system. So therefore, ideally, you would use OAuth with the implicit flow, which doesn't require a key. It relies on the user signing in and kind of saying, hey, this app is who it says it is, or at least I trust it. So no key is necessary. But you can't always do that if you need, for example, to call cognitive just to translate some text. And it's not really it's not the user's cognitive account, it's your cognitive account. Or if it's an anonymous app, there is no authentication. So then you can't really avoid putting secrets in there. Just be super careful with them. Yeah, I don't know of a better solution for that at the moment. But try to use OAuth, and we're trying to get OAuth in every service. Okay, so now what I want to do is show you this in action. So I will switch. What I do with the little clicker, here it is. We'll come back to this slide, but we're going to go to this demo and kind of walk through that. So before I do, let me just show you that repo. So yeah, I know this is the last talk of the conference, and you may want to review this after. So I did put this is all up in this repo. Right now it's on my own Josh Gav User Profiles app. And I actually put the deck, or most of the deck is here as a PPTX, and the presentation, which I'm kind of walking through, I put in there too. So feel free to review in your spare time if you want. Okay, so now let's go back to here. And I know I could do this in VS Code also. I'm going to go ahead and just do it in Vim. I hope you don't mind. It does work, so that's cool. Let's see. So we said that we have this app which is going to use OpenID Connect to get user information. And I'll show you how it does that first. And forgive me, I'm actually work on Go and Node the most. So this was kind of a chance to experiment with ASP.NET Core. So I'm using a little bit different paradigms, I think. But what I want to show you is the under configure surface. So here, who here has built an app, an ASP.NET Core app? Cool, okay. So we get this startup class where we can inject configuration stuff and do things before we start. And one of the methods that it has is this configure services. So what I do to get OpenID Connect added is first I add cookie authentication, because once I sign back in with my OpenID Connect, I want to use the cookie thenceforth to authenticate me. But then for the challenge scheme, I use OpenID Connect. And here's how you do it. Add OpenID Connect. And the main things that I'm going to focus on here are options.clientID and options.clientSecret. So in my case, right now, I'm pulling them from configuration. So this is ASP.NET configuration. It's not necessarily appsettings.json. It's everything. It's appsettings.json. It's environment variables. It's not key vault by default. Actually, if you notice the little comment up there, .NET user secrets. There is this tool. It comes with the .NET SDK, the user-secrets, which allows you to, and in fact, I'll show you, to stash secrets, and they end up, the trick of this is that they end up outside of this directory. So as opposed to, say, putting my secrets into apps, this is, okay, please don't copy these. As opposed to putting them into appsettings.json and maybe not checking it in or something like that, this stores it into my own user profile directory. So that's better than, I mean, they're still local, but at least they're not in danger of being checked in. So that's what this is pulling to begin with. Another thing you might be wondering is how did I get those identities to begin with? And I wanted to point out this site, apps.dev.microsoft.com, which you may not be aware of. It's not the same as the place where you sign up for an Azure AD principal. This is the new converged ones, which also can handle Microsoft accounts and can also handle OpenID Connect. The old ones don't handle OpenID Connect. So you come in here, you choose Add an App. I've already created this user profiles app. You hit Generate New Password. I didn't really need to hit that now, but I did. Shoot. That was probably dumb because now, oh no, it kept the other one too, thank goodness. You also have to specify the redirect and grant it some permissions. I've granted the ones that are necessary for OAuth. Okay, so that gives me, whoops. Not mean to do that. That gives me these two IDs. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna, so that will get me through the sign-on. The next thing I need to do, if you remember, I got my attributes, I got my identity from Azure AD, now I want to put it into Cosmos. So I've called that my user profile store. And here in my user profile store in the constructor, I'm going to focus on these 3 lines right now. The main thing is you say new document client, and if you notice, it needs the endpoint that it's going to connect to and the account key. So like in samples, you might see like, please replace your key for this value or something like that right here. So this might say like HTTPS documents, whatever the URL is, and then the next one would be the actual key. I factored it out into this Cosmos DB key provider, which at this point, all it does is it just pulls it from configuration also. But I factored it out because actually I would like to continue evolving this and give, say, the option to pull the key from Resource Manager or from Key Vault directly. Okay, so this is how I get my key for Cosmos. Oh, and the way that I get the key in this case is to go through the portal to your Cosmos DB account, and somewhere in there is the keys. There it is, keys. So that's the same thing that I would get here. Okay, so we've gotten now 2 things done. The last thing that I was going to do is I'm going to stash my user's picture into Blob Store. And that, so I have this use pictures thing, and I did the same kind of thing here. I created an interface storage token credential provider, and I used, let's see, where did I put those in? Oh, I better just take you over to that storage token credentials provider. And here I actually needed an Azure AD v1 token, so I just got a regular token from within Azure RM to work with storage. So I could have done that, say, with an app registration in the portal. Might show up here. Somewhere in there. Here it is, Josh Gav Profiles app. So I could create one here. I prefer the command line, so I would do AZADSP create. In fact, I think I will show that really quick. Here is how I create the storage principal. So there's a lot of boilerplate around it here. Whoops. But here's the, sorry, here it is. AZAD app create is one command. The next one is AZADSP create, which is your service principal. And then finally, AZ role assignment create, where I actually take that principal and assign it the role of storage contributor. So we'll have access to storage. Again, things you can do in the portal, and there's documents on that too. Yes, so with that, I am now able to, just get out of here, .NET run, and it will pick up the credentials from my environment. Great. Now, so this will work now, and I could show you it working, but what I'm going to do is remove a secret. So I need to do .NET user secrets. Go ahead and list them again. Let's just take out the client ID. .NET user secrets. Remove Azure, let's say directory v2, client ID, bada bam, .NET run. It does run, but when I try to use it, I get an error, can't find the client ID, which is obvious. Okay, there you see it right here. Options.clientID must be provided. So what I've done, and I'll show you, oops, got stuck. What I've done is, what the heck? Okay, there we go. I went ahead and have added into the configuration. This is the first step. Sorry, not this one. Program.cs. This is the first step. So what I'm going to emphasize here is switching to Key Vault. So I've added a hook here that if I say use Key Vault, it will only look for these 3 IDs when I'm locally. When I'm local, client ID and client secret. So I could say now use Key Vault equals 1 and .NET run. So we know it wasn't working. Don't worry about that IMDS request failed. I'll tell you what that is in a second. And now it works because I'm getting the IDs from Key Vault. And in fact, if you wanted to check that out, here's a good tip. I'll open Charles, which is a nice, that's like Fiddler for Mac. And I can say HTTPS proxy equals. And recording started. If I now hit .NET run, I should see it make a call to, I don't know why it makes that first call, but I should see it make a call to Key Vault to load my, I know it's a little small there. Sorry about that, but that line says profiles, key vault, vault.azure.net. I can actually look at this and it's got all of my keys in there. Later on I go in and get each individual key. There they are. So proof that it works and that we're going through Key Vault. Okay, so I still needed, so this was the second stage, was getting to Key Vault, but I still needed to have that Key Vault accessor ID and secret that I had to store locally. Once I get to Azure though, so I'll switch over where I'm already SSH here into Azure in a VM. Here, let's just say .NET user secrets list just to prove it. Sorry, that's it. We'll switch over to where the app is. And no secrets. And let's say use Key Vault equals 1 and then .NET run. Oops. Oh, okay. So I do need one thing here, which is the endpoint for Key Vault. So it's not a secret, but I have to put in Azure Key Vault accessor. This was a value I chose, so you don't have to use this long one if you don't want. Profiles vault, I think that's what I called it, vault.azure.net. So I did have to provide it that, so it knows where to look. Oh, I got it wrong. Let me just check what it was real quick. Key vaults. Profiles Key Vault. Whoops. Okay. And there it goes. And now that one is actually on. Remember, I piped through before, I tunneled through 8001, and I can say 8001. It's not happy with the certificate. We'll just bypass it. You see there it is running. It needs to sign me in, but it'll come back and give me the same thing here. With no secrets. Well, I did have to create secrets when I stashed them in Key Vault, but as the developer, that could have been done beforehand. All the secrets are stored in Key Vault, and I bootstrap with managed identity from the VM, and no secrets needed. One other thing I want to show you before I switch back to the slides and kind of wrap things up is if you use the CLI, there's a nifty command, AZ account get access token, and you can actually even say -- resource, say vault.azure.net. So if you like want to, oop, anyway, that didn't work. Oh, that's because I have my proxy running, I think. It kind of looks like that. Yeah, so that's actually that we're thinking about being able to pull this automatically on your behalf. So remember the secret 0 here in my local dev environment, I had to put in a secret to get to Key Vault. But we could use your CLI login or Visual Studio login or wherever you are logged in to bootstrap that And so we're thinking of, right now we do have a library like that in .NET called the App Authentication Library. Yeah, just search for App Authentication. I can bring it up here if you want. But we don't have it in the other languages, but we're planning on adding that so that the same libraries will try to pick up your CLI token if you have one available, or use managed identity if it's available, or use a service principal if you have certain keys set in your environment. So if you have use for that or comments on that, let me know. Yeah, so I wanted to show you that one last cool trick. Okay, so going back to this slide, authentication and secrets. So your first option, I just want to review it again. So your first option is to store secrets in your environment. Consider if you're using .NET, user-secrets. If you're not, you might have to use a regular environment variable or things like that. But we do discourage that. We're trying to get away from that, using files and environment variables because they're harder to store outside of your repo. You could get the login tokens from the CLI. There are helpers within the SDKs to help you get CLI tokens, so you can investigate that. It's an area we're working on, so there's a little bit of inconsistency between each SDK, but it's something to think about. You can get secrets from Key Vault, like we showed. You still need some sort of secret 0 if you're local or in a CI system like Travis or something. And by the way, who here has heard of HashiCorp Vault? Okay, that's kind of a popular open source alternative to Key Vault, which can do some similar things and some more things too. And then finally, when you're within Azure, you can use managed identity. I should have mentioned, there are a couple limitations to managed identity. It doesn't get, for example, those data plane keys automatically. It doesn't handle authorization code flows. It only does client credentials flows. So there are some limitations with that. Also things we're working on. And then, use OAuth and AAD whenever you can. Yeah, so this is the stuff we just said. There's some links for you. And my Twitter handle is, I should have put that on here, but it's Josh UGav or Josh Gav at Microsoft.com. Feel free to reach out with authentication questions, with SDK questions, anything you got. Yeah, so I'll just bring this slide up last. Oh, and don't forget that you can go, all this stuff is on that repo there if you want to check it out over the weekend or whatnot, and you can comment, open an issue there, tell me what else I could do. All right, thank you so much, and thanks for coming to Ignite, and have a safe weekend.